Hello, my name is Philip and welcome back to my Masterbuilt 800. Today we're going to be doing a prime ribeye from 44 farms on the Masterbuilt. I have the Masterbuilt set up, and the first thing I did was swap the manifolds out. This is the regular manifold, and this is the manifold that came with it for the griddle. I don't use the griddle, but I wanted to use this manifold to get a high sear temperature. I'm using grill grates, the aluminum grates, rather than the cast irons that came with it. And I will be putting the steak up on this upper shelf so that it reaches temperature. Right now, I have the grill going at, I believe 215 degrees. And I will leave it in there or at that temperature until it reaches about 110, 115 internal temperature. At that point, I'm going to remove the steak, put it on a plate to hold it, turn the temperature of the Masterbuilt up to about 800 degrees using my fireboard controller. When the grate temperature gets around 600, 700 degrees, I'll put the steak on to get those grill marks. Rotate so that it ends up with a diamond pattern, flip and do the same thing. So let's get started with that. The first thing, open the steak. I bought these steaks, I bought 4 of them about 3 weeks ago. It was cheaper for me to buy 4 on a per steak basis than 3. So I went ahead and got 4. I had 3 with my son and his wife the weekend after Thanksgiving. So now this one, and they come out great. I cooked them the same way. They were delicious. So I'm going to cook this one the same way, but I wanted y'all to see how I did it. So the first thing I do is take some of the, this is Bear & Burton's W sauce. You can use what you want or nothing at all, your choice. So we just put a little bit on here and rub it around. Do the other side as well. Reckon I'm about ready to get some more. So that is slathered really well. And this is my my beef rub. It is, or was, 1 cup of coarse ground black pepper, a 1/4 cup of Lowry seasoning, and 2 tablespoons each of onion powder and garlic powder, stirred very well. So it's very pepper forward, but I love the flavor of it on these steaks. So we want to cover this pretty generously on both sides. That might be a little bit too generous, but hey, it's not going to kill anything. And then I just roll around in the plate to pick up any extra for the sides. That's it. Pure and simple. So now I'm going to go outside and throw this on the grill. I will put a probe in here, put it up on the top shelf so that the heat can come up and the smoke. And it'll probably take 45 minutes or so to get to internal temperature. And it really picks up that good charcoal flavor. The last time I had some hickory chunks added to it, I ran out, so I don't have the hickory chunks today, but I'm sure it will be delicious anyway. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back outside now, and you can get a good sense of what I was talking about. So I'm going to put a probe in, I think right through here. Then just lay it on the top. And that is that. I'll keep an eye on the thermometer, the internal temperature, and when it gets to my temperature, we'll come back and I'll show what's going on at that point. Okay, we are back now. It's been about a half hour. The internal temperature is at 115, and you can see the steak actually looks a little bit dry, doesn't it? Well, that will change later. Whoop, be right back. I forgot my plate. All right, so now I just take the steak, put it down here on my plate. And I use my phone app to increase the set point to 800 degrees. You can see the sparks flying out of the manifold. And when we come back later, there'll be flames shooting out. So we'll be back later. Well, it did not take long for the Masterbuilt to get up. It's 700 degrees now. That fireboard does a great job. You can see the smoke rolling out. And you may be able to see the flames coming out there. It might not be bright enough. So what I'm going to do now is to remove the thermostat or the thermometer probe from the steak, and I'm going to put the steak on the grill grates and let them stay there for about 30 seconds. Now we'll rotate it 45 degrees and go another 30 seconds. At the end of this 30 seconds, I'll flip it over and you'll be able to see the grill marks. These grill grates are made so that I could flip them over and the other side would be solid, and then it would sear it all the way across. But I wanted the marks today. All right, so that's 30 seconds. Let's flip it. Oh, you can see the marks. They're looking good. Let this go for 30 seconds. I was doing this on a steak one time and the charcoal bridged, so the temperature was going low. Took me a minute or two to figure out what was going on that. All right, now let's rotate this 45 degrees. Go another 30 seconds and our steak will be done. Then it's just shut the grill down. When I first walked out, my little room here was covered with smoke. So I had to get the fans going, open up the doors, flaps. All right. We'll go back inside and see how the steak tastes. Okay, we're back in now, and you can see how good that steak is looking. I've let it rest about 10 minutes, so let's give it a little taste, see how it goes. Oh man, that cuts so easy. Perfect, just like I knew it would be. It is tender, it is juicy. The seasoning is spot on. I love it. Such a good cut of beef. The griddle manifold really gets that temperature up quickly to help sear. If you don't have a griddle manifold, the standard manifold may get everything hot enough, I don't know. LS Mods or LSS, I can never remember which way it is, makes what they call a super sear manifold that I believe will do the same thing. And it's something you could probably run all the time without having to swap back and forth. And if this ever, my manifold ever, well, not if it ever, but when it rusts out, I will probably replace it with one of those stainless steel units. So my recommendation to you is try a steak. It's beautiful. Let me say a little word about 44 farm steak. This steak was 12 ounce. I bought 4 of them, and it worked out to be about $50 a pound, which is a great steak. It's excellent. But I have had steaks from Kroger, Walmart, and a local butcher shop that are just as good and not quite as expensive. So I'll leave that decision up to you. For me, I probably will stay with the less expensive but just as good beef from locally. So remember, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.